Hi guys, welcome to the Man United Agenda. It's 8:30 and myself and Mr. B are talking all things topical, Manchester United. And stay tuned, there's a lot of interesting stuff to go through. Mr. B, how are you doing, sir? It's been
Good,
a lovely
man.
day out here. I don't know if you're working hard, but you look like you're well relaxed. That's what I like.
I was working. I'm not going to say I was working hard. When the sun shines out, man, listen, my job's the best job in the summer, bro. When the sun's out, listen, I don't complain, but I just find that make you to stop off on my lunch, and
Yeah.
I'm good to go, boy. I'm good to go.
Windows down, music playing.
Yeah, music definitely playing. I'm not going to say windows down, for various reasons. So, no,
Oh.
I'll keep my window. I keep my windows up.
Oh boy. Well, you look relaxed, man. I'm just walking in the door, and I'm just looking at the topics we're touching on today, guys. In the comments, what do you think about this? We're gonna be talking about Evan Ferguson, another in a long list of signings. Obviously, I know you guys have all had a look at him, so hopefully we get some good feedback from you guys about Evan Ferguson. Sabitzer, we'll be talking about him as well. He's come up in the news today, and also we'll be saying farewell Martial. Or maybe is that the case after what we saw the other day? So I want to start with Sabitzer, Mr. B, because we signed him in January, and this is a guy who came with like good stock, played for RB, good player, Austrian international, signed for Bayern Munich, but couldn't really get in the side, unfortunately. They got a great midfield. Bayern Munich, they've got the giant guy who looks like he's could enter Mr. Universe, and they've got the former Kimmich as well in midfield. Two world-class players, and they're really solid in midfield. So he was available because he wasn't getting much game time. So he came to Manchester United Football Club, and we've had time to assess him and have a look at him. And apparently now they're saying £21 million, and he could be available. It could be ours, not on loan, but for good. How do you feel about this, Mr. B? I want to know, like, come on, you've had time to judge him now. I want you to be not sit on the fence. I want you to be with conviction. £21 million. Forget about the budget. Are we signing Sabitzer? What do you think of him as a player? Has he really stepped up and sort of, been a no-brainer that we sign him?
He hasn't been the player I expected him to be, but
Why?
just when a new player comes in, you want him to add something to the team. One, he didn't nail down a starting place. So look, he's not going to get in ahead of Casemiro. I understand that. No. He's not going to get ahead of Bruno, and so you know what? He's not going to get ahead of Eriksen. But I think he's good cover for Bruno, which I didn't think he would have been. To be fair, I thought he would have been more for Eriksen. He doesn't have Eriksen's guile, and I think we probably need a deep lying playmaker, in our specialized playmaker in that position. But for the price of Monday, £21 million, I mean, I think that's a steal, to be fair. And we're bound to have sales come. We're bound to have players leaving the club. So, especially in that position. And I think it's a no-brainer. I really, really do. But
you mentioned something there, Mr. B, about talking about positions. You mentioned him with Bruno and Casemiro and Eriksen. So this shows his versatility, no?
Yeah, it does. But is it better to have a position nailed down, as in, and be a specific in that position, or like obviously he's an all-rounder. Maybe he won't get. Maybe he's always gonna be cover. I mean, if he accepts that, then great. But he can't cover for Casemiro. Right. I don't know. He can't. We've got nobody who. Let's be honest. We've got nobody who can cover for Casemiro. But the Eriksen role and the thingy and the Bruno role, I think that he can do an adequate job. So I would take him. You're going to say no, aren't you?
No, I just because you're saying words that adequate and could do a job, squad rotation thing. He's not a guy that you're just going to be pushing for a first team place. Basically, you're saying that he couldn't get into the Bayern Munich team. That's why he sent out on loan. and because they're very strong in that department. He was a first-team player at RB. He's no longer first-team player at Man United or Bayern Munich. So that's his level. He's sort of just on the cusp of a squad rotation, which for a player of his age, he wants to be playing every week and being a first-team starter.
But do you think he does? Do you think he does? Because the noises that he made, to be fair, was he really likes our Manchester United. Now, if he's accepted that he won't be a starter, but he will get, let's be honest, he'll still get 25 to 30 games for the season. If he's willing to accept that, then I don't see it as an issue. I know Zico's come in and said he doesn't think he's worth adding to the squad.
Well, he's saying he's a decent player and hasn't done anything outstanding for us. Is it unfair 6 months to sort of judge him? Do you think he deserves longer? Have we not seen something? Are we missing the boat here with him as a player? Because let's just break it down, Mr. B. Is he pacey? Has he got a lot of pace? Is he agile, get around the pitch a lot?
He gets around the pitch, but he's not going to get. He's not rapid. But I suppose the players in that position aren't normally rapid. He's quick enough. He's quick enough. You know, I don't think you're going to see another central midfielder blow past. You might see a winger blow past him, but I don't think you'll see a central midfield. He's tackling. I like the fact that he's not say he's dirty, but he will commit that. He will commit that cynical foul. You know, the players running past him, and you know he'll stop him in their half before it breaks into anything else. Just his nails. But again, who knows? Who knows?
All right. So what about his? So you talk about his tackling. Obviously, he's strong enough to sort of compete in a midfield in the Premiership. So what about his distribution, his passing, and his weight of passing?
His passing's good. His passing's good. I'm on the yes. I think his passing's good, and he's got a shot. He does have a shot on him.
Did he score a brace? Did he score a brace for goals?
Yeah, Europa. Was it Europa League?
Europa League.
Yeah, I mean, look, that run. How much damage did that run cause us? The Europa League run. You know what I mean? We beat Barcelona. We thought we had done the biz. You know what I mean? Another team from Spain. Oh man. Oh, all so right. What's ATTV? How you doing, big man?
You know, he's just throwing out some news here. We're going off topic here, but it's important. Apparently, Friday, the preferred bidder will be announced according to the Independent. So this Friday, guys, could be announced after the Chelsea game that we should have a new owner. Hopefully, it looks like we'll get our answers Friday. Okay. So stay tuned, guys. Big up to Solo as well. How you doing, Solo? He's in the house. I'm just gonna go through a few comments because we're talking about this guy. Sabitzer. Big up to Stumpy Candletop and big up to Eddie Football Waffle and Matthew Bassett as well. Hope you're doing well. Bart's in the house said Martial had it all but made of glass. We're going to come to that, Bart. If you hold on to your comments. Here's one which I find interesting. Angel Gomez would have been a good backup for Bruno right now. We let him go. He was at our club and he's playing for Lille at the moment and playing pretty well, starting to get football. Emma's in the house as well. She's saying, in my opinion, some squad players need to be versatile, which is what Sabitzer is. We agree. Obviously,
you're taking him, Emma. You're taking Sabitzer, Emma.
I want to hear what Emma's got to say about that. It's true. Zeke obviously saying he's not worth adding to our squad. Even for 21 million, that's quite good money for an international player at that age. Bart saying Eriksen is a makeshift role. He should be in Bruno's competitor. Eriksen is a number 10. He doesn't have the engine to be a number 8 and is a ball carrier like De Jong and be a ball carrier like De Jong. Surely getting one in there is urgent. I think Eriksen's done a good job in number 2.
I think they are looking. To be fair, I think they are looking for a different type of midfielder to Eriksen. Yeah, I would say Eriksen. He probably is cover for Bruno, but Eriksen needs to be starting in our team. You know what I mean? Our team without Eriksen. All right, so we didn't pay anything for him, but I think our team without Eriksen, I think we are less of a team. Team that we could dominate is probably what I should say. Team that we're more likely to have more of the ball in. I think those are the type of games that he will be playing. But sorry, go on.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think Eriksen's been a revelation. We've always known he's a good player, but he's really helped us in different phases of our play. So when we're pinning teams back, and it's Eriksen and Casemiro with more time to play and bring people in, that's crucial. Eriksen with his head up and dictating the play is a beautiful thing to watch for Man United Football Club. The only side of it is when we're on the defensive side of things, I've seen him get muscled out of things. You don't expect him to be like the top bully boy in the midfield, but you have to play to his strengths, and his strengths are definitely outrageously good. Bart saying here, Sabitzer is an upgrade on McTominay and Fred. But that's not enough. United are truly to compete with Bayern, City, Real, and make the semis of the Champions League regular. You need someone better. Now, is that it? He makes a good point there. That's the expectations that we need.
He does, but you've got to understand what's available. And Man United, regardless of what our funds aren't going to be limitless in the summer. The fact that he's had 6 months bedding in, this is more how I kind of see the signing. He's already had 6 months with us at the club. He understands Ten Hag's philosophy. Ten Hag does like him. You know what I mean? No brainer.
Matthew Bassett saying here, check out Miguel Delaney's tweet about ownership. So, guys, I'm sure this news coming in now. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Matt, as well, for dropping this these things. We wouldn't be able to see it while we're doing the show. Emma saying here, did you see Bruno G studying that Leicester player? Nobody called for his head like they did with Sabitzer, who actually pulled out the tackle, and Bruno Gimenez from Newcastle didn't. So sick of the media morons. Obviously, everything's highlighted at Man United, isn't it? Bart saying, what's the wage packet for Sabitzer then? Surely 200k per week isn't financially sound.
I don't think he's going to be on 200 grand a week, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, what do you reckon he's on at the moment at Bayern Munich?
I mean, he wasn't a starter, was he? Bayern, 150 maybe?
That's still a lot, isn't it, for Bayern?
I mean, even that seems like a too much for Bayern.
Yeah. I would say if he's signing for £21 million, 100 grand a week would be decent enough. No more than that, in my opinion. Emma's saying here, she responded, she said, yes, I would, but he has apparently been playing with a knee issue for a year or two. That worries me. But I don't know if it's 100% true. Read it some time ago. That's about Sabitzer. Romano saying has confirmed we're negotiating with Rabiot. That's another option. Someone who I think would be pushing for a place in that double pivot, maybe. Want to say hi to new member. That's Colin. Colin. Old but new. Colin, thank you for it anyway. And if you're a member, that means you get access to all these private shows that we do in the background. Bath Time hosts a brilliant show at the moment where we talk football in depth with people within the game, and you should check that out. They do get released eventually, but if you're a member, you get special access to that. Andy's saying here, gentlemen, would you want to finish third or fourth?
Will it affect anything? You know what, third. Let's not get third.
Yeah,
third.
The highest as possible.
Yeah. Third.
Colin said here, Man United expecting a preferred bidder to be named by the end of the week. It is seen, however, as a milestone of an endless milestone. That's from Miguel Delaney. I want to say hi to Bath Time with Vaughan. How you doing, man? And he's saying he's got to keep Sabitzer. There you go. Bart saying Pet spent over 300 million in his second summer after finishing fourth on goal difference. This includes 7 players through the door. Surely Eric needs at least 200 million, including the funds from sales. Good shout. And Bart, I'm saying the show is for everyone, not just for members. Okay, it comes out for members, but yeah, eventually everyone gets to view it. And you should go and check them out if you haven't seen them on the channel. Bart saying every position in the Premier League gives initial 25 million, 30 million quid. United can use this windfill. That's obviously if you move up from fourth to third, we get a bit more cash. Newcastle have never finished above us in the Premier League, says Zico. And I would not affect anything. Okay, so final vote on Sabitzer. Obviously, 21 million sounds good. For me, I've still got question marks. I want to see what else we're going to get in that position because, like Bart said, and like Kahinde said, Zico said, he's decent, but he's not going to push us to Champions League. Say Casemiro gets injured in a Champions League semi-final, and we got to play Sabitzer, who might not be up for it. You know, I'd rather someone who's more primed to deliver, and that's a shrewd assessment after 6 months, but I think I've seen enough to say I think we deserve better at Man United. He's a good player, but I think we can do better.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're not the only one, to be fair. Andrew Williams is saying no. He's calling him a poor man's Michael Carrick. Bath Time saying oh Jesus, he wants Harry. I thought he had forgotten about Harry Winks, to be fair. So, well, look, it looks like I'm outvoted. I mean, this is a question for you guys. Obviously, we have been linked with Rabiot. Are we saying we take Rabiot on a free over Sabitzer?
Yeah. Rabiot would come a bit more higher wage, I think, because he's going on a free. But I would take him. I think he gives us a bit more drive and energy. He's performed really well this season, and he has got class.
Okay.
All right, Mr. B, you didn't give you were on the fence there. You didn't make a conclusive decision. Are we taking Sabitzer for 21 million, or
I'm saying yes, but already in the chat I can see that I've been totally outvoted. So we'll see. Maybe their eyes are all better. Yeah, look, my eyes are terrible anyway. So yeah, maybe I've been seeing it wrong on Monday. Maybe I've been seeing it wrong.
One of the pros, you said versatility. He can play in a couple of positions. He's used to the Premiership now. He's played in the Premiership. He knows the thing. He's cheap, he said, and you think he'd be a good squad player, and that's something he would accept. So there you go. He's shown he's a good pro as well. I haven't seen any complaints or any negative news about his professionalism. All right, Sabitzer, it's been unanimous here. Mr. B's outvoted, but you just never know. We could still go in for him. Next one.
Sorry.
Next one is Evan Ferguson, another in a long list. Now, talk to me about Evan Ferguson and from Brighton. Big striker, isn't he? He's making his name for himself, Mr. B. What do you know?
Yeah, just started out in his career. Obviously, I'll be honest, I didn't know anything about him halfway through the season. It was Rebel that kept on pushing. Have a look. And Rebel, just before Christmas, said, "Oh, he's somebody we've signed." I poo-pooed Rebel off, but he's done well. He's not saying he reminds me of a young Shearer, but that kind of profile of player. Now look, you know how Man United always do things on Monday. We always go things second or third when we could have gone in there first. Casado won. That's part of the list, but I'm not gonna be able to read that, so you're gonna have to read that anyway.
Okay, so here we go, guys. This is to do with Evan Ferguson. So according to Sky Sports, Evan Ferguson went on trial. I didn't know this at Man United, and the club failed to get a deal over the line. Oh my gosh, didn't know this. The report states that Sky Sports has been told that United Academy director Nick Cox recently labelled the teenager a 50 million plus mistake after the club failed to secure him on youth terms during a trial, meaning they would have to fork out a substantial fee for him in the future. Even worse, the report adds Brighton now believe they can develop Evan Ferguson into a £100 million striker in the mould of Harry Kane. Now, you said Alan Shearer. I think Harry Kane's more similar to Evan Ferguson. Wow. I didn't even know he was around the club. You knew that. You mentioned that just now. That makes it even worse for me. Guys, what do you think in the comments here? Guys as well, talk to us. How good is Evan Ferguson at 18 years old? One thing I will say, first time I saw him, I think it was against Arsenal or one of his ties. So he came on and I thought, okay, who's this guy? Just looks like a lump. And he was bouncing at 18 or 19 years old. He was weights in, big, physical, strong Premiership defenders. And I thought, okay. And then I thought, all right, let's see what else he's got. He's got pace, not rapid. I thought, okay, does he score headers? Is he big for his size? Haven't really seen that yet. I've seen some good finishing ability though, and some sharpness and a bit of awareness, and he's a bit of a handful of a player. He must have more in his locker than what we've seen, because he only seems to get the odd substitute appearance now and then. He's had a bit of injury as well. But I do like what I see, Mr. B. These days, with these sort of one strikers and wingers playing off them, you need to have a look at your game. So, first of all, can he come deep, pick up the ball like Martial does? I think he can do that. He's strong enough to do that. He's intelligent enough to pop it off and roll it around the corners and that sort of thing. Play 1-2 touch. I think he could be developed into that. Can he get him playing a last man and sprint off in behind like Harry Kane can't do anymore, which is why he comes deep? I don't know. I don't think he's got that sort of pace. What's he like in the box? I've seen him score a little back heel the other day, a little sneaky goal. So I think he's got a bit about him. I still need to see a bit more before I make a sort of complete decision on him. But I think he's like one of these promising players in the league for that age group. It'd be interesting to see how he develops. Mr. B, what are your thoughts then? Let's talk Evan Ferguson, because the other guys in the comments are going up now.
I mean, look, he will. It's going to be interesting to see how he does it. They'll have European football next season, whether it's Europa or the conference pick up. It's horses for courses with Brighton. It would be interesting to see, one, if he's their main striker, and two, how much games he actually plays. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on him already. He seems to be the next big thing, and he hasn't really done anything at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's not even one full season. Not even one full season, and we're being linked with him. I mean, look, we're a silly season. We're going to be linked with everybody. Yeah, we probably do need two strikers in the club coming in at the club. One main one and one understudy who can learn off him and understand how Ten Hag wants to play. But the price that they're going to be asking for this guy already, I mean, somebody put it in the chat about him just signing an 8-year deal. Good grief.
8 years.
You know, yeah, somebody, yeah, I don't know which one of them it was up there. So, I mean, no, look, it's the normal silly season stuff on Monday. I can't see it.
I've seen some funny comments. I'm just going to go through a couple because this is making me laugh. So obviously with our not the panel, the comments, they know their stuff. So Bart's saying here, Evans is a great option, but as a number 2. The last cannot be a number 9, especially when your dear neighbours having Haaland scoring 50 goals. That's level, isn't it? Nick Cox ain't going to be employed much for longer if you're running around saying stuff like that, says Bath Time. Evan Ferguson is out of reach now. He signed the deal. We need to move on with our targets, says Saragon. Saragon, how you doing, man? How are you? I haven't seen you for a while. Emma's saying here, and how many times did we not get someone when we were winning stuff? It's only news because we haven't won stuff in some time. We also had Martinelli on trial. That's true. Ed Mayhem saying he's no Kane. I don't think he'll ever be £100 million striker. So for Evan Ferguson, the one that got away, line up some other targets. That's from Saragon again. Andrew Williams, how you doing? Yes, he showed a lot of promise on Monday, but way too early for me, says Andrew. Bartham saying he could be Kane, he could be Glenn Murray. It's a hell of a deck out. I kind of agree, because when you see strikers like that in the first division or the championship, big strikers who can hold up the play, which is suited to that sort of game in the championship. So I think you do well in the championship. He needs to have something a bit more special to be a top Premiership striker. So yeah, it's a bit early to say. Bart saying here, do you think the Man United should spend 70 million and get both Evan Ferguson and Mitrovic, or sign Farias or Ekike for the guy who's on loan at PSG, or Gimenez from Holland? He knows his stuff. Ramos, this is the guy, the Danish guy, is it?
Rasmus, yeah.
At Sampdoria, is it? Or Atlanta?
Yeah, at Atlanta, yeah.
And he's a United fan, so it's worth a shout. I need to look at him. I haven't seen much of this guy, but they're saying he's another Haaland-ish. Remember, Brighton is one of the easiest teams to go in the Premier League. Well organised, low expectation of fans and low pressure. Very good comment. That does make a difference, doesn't it? Rebel, how you doing? The Irishman who made us aware of Evan Ferguson. He's saying, forget the transfers. We need to burn the Glazers. Get the fuck out of managing that. Here we go. What's going on with Charlie McNeil? Said Bath Time. He's still developing the trade. Rebel saying Evan is part of Team Ireland, so don't be dissing my boy Monday. Sorry, I didn't know you were around. I thought you were today. Anyway, so Evan Ferguson, the guys. I mean, Mr. B, come on. Have we seen enough? Is it too early to say?
No, it's too early. It's too early. He's going to be linked with us He's going to be linked with us now every year. Watch, every year for the next 4 years. Every transfer window, he's going to be linked with us now. It's far too early. I know we want a number 2, but he would be a very, very expensive number 2, and no, not for me.
Yeah, I'm at the stage where, I mean, a lot of players, when Rooney came on the scene, Mr. B, when he was playing for Everton, you could see this guy.
Yeah, you knew.
Dynamic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to compare. It's a high level to compare to. I want to see a bit more from Evan Ferguson to say, yeah, this guy is hot property. Because it's so easy to throw out figures and this kind of thing for a player who just come on and is overly strong and strong for his age and able to do things, which is good technique. But nothing special as yet. And Bath Time saying here, would Mr. B bench Rashford for Neymar next
Not a fuck.
Did you hear those rumours, Mr. B? About Neymar?
Have you noticed I'm not even entertaining those stupid conversations?
Yeah.
Why are we gonna go and get it? No. Go on, Monday. Let me hear you now. Go on.
We had a conversation about this the other day, yeah. And then the next day I thought, okay, whatever. And we spoke with Andy and all that. But the next day I looked at the papers, I looked at the news, and it was coming up again. So there's no smoke without fire. There's something going on here with this Neymar deal. So maybe you start getting used to it and get his picture ready to be framed on your wall of fame.
There is no way. There's no way. He's not Ten Hag's profile of player. How is he going to be tracking? Have you ever seen Neymar track back? Bruv, listen, I don't even know why people are pushing this conversation on Monday. It's been everywhere.
Yeah.
It has been everywhere, and I refuse point blank to be talking about it or even bring it up. You brought it up, so fine, we'll talk about it. But no, I'm not having Neymar.
So do we, like when we talk about transfers now, due to like the new ownership being changed, and maybe guys, just remind the guys, Friday there's going to be a big announcement about our ownership, according to our sort of trusted sources of Andy, it's you, and Matty, and Zico as well. This Friday there's going to be a big announcement. So does that change our transfer policy, Mr. B? Do we go from looking at Sabitzer, trying to hustle that deal in, to looking at other bigger players when this deal goes through?
I would like to think that the targets that they've got are the targets that they want. Don't go in there cheap. If it's, if you want to go in there and it's Declan Rice that you want, then go in there and go for Declan Rice. Have your number 2. But don't be cheap picking up the number 4s and the 5s and the 6s. Oh, thanks, on Monday.
Sorry.
Is that for me? oh shit.
That was actually for Christine Howley. She said,
okay.
She gave us 2 kisses. One for me, one for you. So,
okay.
I'm just kissing her. Blow her a kiss. She's just giving us a kiss.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm there talking. I see him on there, bro. I think you want
to sorry, I've lost trail of thought now. All right, let's go for some comments while we're doing that. Ryan, how you doing, Ryan? Welcome back. He said, if Ferguson hadn't signed a new deal, it would have been worth a go. He would have been relatively cheap, but now he signed a new deal at Brighton. They want an arm and a leg for him. They've done big, good business, haven't they? Sarragon's naming some strikers here. He said it's dry at the moment in the market for strikers, not like a few years ago. Batistuta, Crespo, Falcao, Cavani, even lower category forwards like Defoe and Chicharito as well. Column saying here, Neymar could stay in Paris for all I care. I hope someone hides his passport. Emma saying, I don't remember someone. Okay, we're having a conversation. Haven't seen Rashford track back, to be honest, says Bath Time. And Rebel saying, Brighton will be in Europe next year. I want to keep going the way, if he wanted to keep going the way he's going. If you're putting the ball into the net, Ramondi, that's what you're paid to do. Also, the Neymar story is bare BS, says Rebel. Across the pond, how you doing, man? Welcome to the Man United Agenda. Big up, bro. I haven't seen you for a while. Man United misses out on tons of young, good players. Of course, it's good. It happens. Our youth club makes youth mistakes too. That's true. It's hard to assess, isn't it, Mr. B? I mean, when you're 17, a top player at 17 might not make it. It's hard to say when these players sort of develop. I think by the time you're 23, that's when you should really make an assessment of these players. Some people develop late, don't they? Like you're touching 50, and the way you were playing the other day in that charity game, you could.
I've touched 50, bro. I touched 50, bro.
If there were scouts there would have been, who's this young man? Jesus Christ! I remind you guys, we had a charity game the other day. He was flying. He was flying up that what a brilliant goal, And yeah, anyway, we would never see the footage because it wasn't recorded. But trust me, I got my memory. Rebel saying Fab even tweeted the name I think was bullshit as well. Column saying here it would all depend on who buys the club about the transfers we're going for. Across the pond saying, but Ferguson, Ireland, and Brighton is for reals. Same with Encicio. That's another player they brought in. Romario, fantastic player. Andrew Williams says, Sarragon, I play sensible soccer. Okay, they're bringing out names. Look at those names there. Great strikers of the past, which is not really around anymore. We're struggling in that position, aren't we? Yeah, everyone's talking about these great strikers of the past for sure. And finally, across the pond saying, nice one, Mr. B and Amondi. Mr. B is a Masters veteran superstar. Trust me, if there's a veterans coach or scout watching on, where we saying,
oh, one day, shut up, man. Let's talk about Martial, man.
Amazing. Hey, let's go on. Martial, last topic here. Now, you wrote this banner, Mr. B. Farewell, Martial.
Yeah.
There's no question mark. It's a statement. What are you saying about this? It's just because of the big lipped display just showed.
Yeah.
There it is. Tonti, what's going on in the head? If you could do a thought bubble, what would the thought bubble be saying right now without any swearing?
Without any swearing? Oh God! I'll have to think. I'll come back to it when I clean it up a bit.
Bubble saying in the comments, tell me what the thought bubble is saying right now. Set the scene. Set the scene, Mr. B. What's actually happened here?
Well, look, but this is him obviously being subbed. We saw the image of him on the TV, with his lip dragging on the floor. But by all accounts, he walked straight down the tunnel. Now we know Ten Hag, is very team orientated, and those are something that he doesn't really take too kindly to. Now, whether or not it's true or false, but they're saying he's had enough. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. I think the real crux of it and the real viewing would be to team on Thursday. I think if he doesn't start up front on Thursday, then he's done.
There's a thought bubble from Ryan. He's saying, thought bubble saying, how the hell am I getting subbed for Veghorst? Look at his face, look at the thought bubble. Bring them in, keep them coming, guys. Thought bubble for Martial. He's just been subbed after 58 minutes, after just being part of a great little move, got a corner, and suddenly he's walking around the side of the pitch, slowly, head down and lip out. What's he thinking? What's he saying with the thought bubble? Bring them on, guys.
Column's got one.
Column, what's Column saying? Do I have steak and El pie or chicken batter Balti when I get into the changing room? Oh yeah.
Oh, Martial. Do you know what? Look, I have to be really, really honest. What's he been with us? 8 years, and he's had one good season with us on Monday in 8 years.
Right.
You know, I mean, the transfer market I've got him valued at 15 million euros. That's 15? Euros. That's not even pounds.
Wow.
I think his contract is up in 20. Is his contract up in 2024? I think his contract is up in 2024. So look, they'll probably just cut their losses, save their £1 million a week on his wages, and get him gone.
Bath time saying he's thinking here. I got Fred to believe Stonehenge is sophisticated anthill. Is a sophisticated anthill, Stonehenge. Bath time made a funny joke about Stonehenge the other day. I can't remember what it was, but it had me barling. Jay, how you doing? He said, I really thought after pre-season this was going to be his season. He's obviously talking about Martial.
Yeah, they say that. We were losing our mind in pre-season. Oh, look at that front three, Rashford, Sancho, and Martial. He got injured, and then he's gone back to type. He's just reverted back to, every game, I want him to be great. I want him to be involved in something. And when the game finishes, I just think, man, you've done fuck all again.
So what should Martial, with his ability, his talents, what should he be achieving at Man United Football Club? How many, 15 goals a season?
Well, it should be more than that, surely. Yeah. 15 goals. This is in all competitions, right? Yeah. Not just Prem, right? Yeah. Well, no, 15 goals. I don't think 15. You need 20 goals in all competitions, to be fair.
Okay.
I would like to think, but he's had one good season, and then.
Do you think everyone's frustrated because they know that he's got talent and they know he's got ability? We've seen it on occasions, but it's just, is it consistency? Is it that face? I mean, he could have scored a goal there for all I know, because he's always. Is it the desire? Not, is he too comfortable at the club? Is he not challenged enough? Is it?
Well, he hasn't been challenged with Weghorst. He doesn't see Weghorst as a challenge. So maybe he doesn't feel challenged enough. But he seemed receptive at the beginning of this. Even he seemed receptive to the way that Ten Hag was coaching him. But I mean, look, maybe he's accepted that he's going to be gone, and that's why he's pulling us out. But where's he going to go? More importantly, I don't think he can stay in the Prem. I mean, look, Andrew Williams is, I'm not going to say he was a total and utter fraud. I think that might be going a bit too far.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hasn't. So look, that's another 15 million on off 50 million in the transfer kitty, I suppose.
So Martial, as a thought bubble here from Rebel, saying it's the end of the free wages as I know it. He knows something's wrong. Good one, Rebel. Bart saying here, what about Kudos? The only issue I had from last night, he's talking about great players from the past again. Barstone saying here, I think Martial probably did exactly what Ten Hag asked him to do at halftime and couldn't believe he was getting taken off after following his instructions. So instead of not doing, you usually get dragged when you don't follow instructions. Halftime suggested that he did do exactly what the manager wanted and was surprised. That's why he's put in that face and walked off down the tunnel. Andrew Williams saying Kudos is a fantastic talent. Okay, I thought it was Kudos is in Kudos to a fantastic talent. I don't know who Kudos is as a player. Marcus Thuram will be a backup. He's going for free. That's the son of Lilian Thuram. Now, Rebel saying Martial should be bagging 25 plus goals a season in all competitions to lead the line. That's what we need. Martial is a total and utter fraud, as Andrew Williams said earlier. Ramos from Benfica is arguably the most achievable and realistic number 9 for Man United. Bartha said, I think we should probably look at Firmino and his goal contributions for Liverpool when judging Martial. I know he's got 120 goals, isn't he, for Liverpool in like 6-7 seasons, which is not bad. Sadly, Martial is a combination of Anelka, Tolkienis, and Louis Saha, the injury. That's a good one. That's a good one. Colin saying, what he's thinking. I'm think of it, guys. Thought bubble. Martial's just been dragged off after 58 minutes. I swear down, if this lamppost scores from this attack, I'm going to double foot him in training. Column. I think I'll go with that one, yeah. Ten Hag coming him off around the same time for some time now, probably trying to make sure he doesn't get injured. Could be. Martinez from Inter Milan is an option, says Bart. Evan Ferguson, 6 goals, 2 assists in Premiership, 17 Premiership games at 17, by the way. I think he's older than that, isn't he? He must be older than that. He can't be 17 years old.
Rebel is gonna big him up every week until we sign him. Trust me.
Yeah. He's the new Frank Staveton, is he, Rebel? 250 grand a week for a guy that never turns up. He's a disgrace. It's a disgrace, as Andrew Williams about Martial. Now, Vincent met Martial last Wednesday. He said, I told him you need to run faster. And he said, they need to feed me. Oh, interesting. At least he responded. That's good. What would you say to Martial if you met him, Mr. B? Apart from once you stopped hugging him, what would you say to him?
Thanks for nearly nothing. I said, what else can I say, man? I wanted him to be great, man. I tried to defend him every show on Monday, man. And he's just not the guy. He's not the bloody guy. And I think I just have to come to terms with he's not the guy anymore.
Okay. I can't believe the day has come when you're actually saying that, because when I met you on the channel, you were the Martial man, for sure. And it's come to that now, hasn't it? Okay, yeah, we know Martial could be on his way out. Let's try and make that face, Mr. B. I'm going to try and... Yeah. If my missus saw me with that face, she knows something's up. And you walk into work with that face, everyone's put their head down, Mr. B. That's truly, you can't hide that. That is truly a face of distraught, vexedness, cussing, thought bubble cusses coming out, all kinds of things there from Martial. And we feel you, Martial. We've all been there. We've definitely all been there, haven't we, at some point in time? I have this week. I've had a face like that certain times when people at work have been talking a load of bollocks. The only thing, rather than open my mouth, is put on that face and just walk away. So
I open my mouth.
Yeah, I know you do. All right, Martial, let's say goodbye to the photo, and hopefully, maybe not him. Got a few games to go. What if he does it in the final, the FA Cup final? That'd be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yeah, be a lot of great farewell. Great farewell.
And things as farewells, we're going to say goodbye now. There's 16, 17 in the chat. Make sure you press the like button, guys. What we got left for the rest of the week? I know we're playing Chelsea on Thursday, so that
Preview
means tomorrow.
Yeah, preview tomorrow. Reaction on Thursday, and then Friday is Happy Glazer Day. We will be. Maybe I shouldn't have said Happy Glazer Day. Maybe that's the wrong wording. But yeah, hopefully we should have some good news rolling in on Friday.
And we just need a point, don't we, from the Chelsea game to secure.
Yes.
Top 4.
Look, on Monday we've been good at home. We've been good at home. I don't want to jinx it, but it's 1 point from 2 home games.
Yeah.
And we're not playing Manchester City. We're not playing informed Arsenal or informed Liverpool. We've got shitty Chelsea and holiday Fulham. We have to get the points. So yeah.
Good shout. I do agree. I think Lampard's not showing. The players don't really want to play for him, I don't believe. I know he's a great player at one point, but the way they're playing, it's like, who cares at the moment?
It's beautiful to watch. Beautiful to watch.
Thank God. We benefit. Guys in the comments, thanks a lot once again. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, 8:30. We're doing a preview show for the Chelsea game, and hopefully we give them licks and get our top 4 secured so Liverpool can shush and walk around with that Martial face for the rest of the year. Take that. Hey, Mr. B, big up, man. We're out. Hey, good night.